we covered that.
Okay, good.
All right, Enoch, chapter 1. The words of the Barakah of Enoch, with which the Barak, the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and unrighteous are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by Elohim, saw the vision of the Kadosh, one of the Shamayim, which the messengers showed me. And from them I heard all matters, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a distant one which is to come. Concerning the elect I said, and took up my parable concerning them, the Kadosh great one will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal Elohim will tread upon the earth on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the Shamayim of Shamayim. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be completely torn in pieces, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and compassion shall be upon them, and they shall all belong to Elohim. And they shall be prospered, and they shall all be Baruch. And he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And see, he comes with 10,000s of his Kodashim to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the wicked, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their wickedness which they have committed wickedly, and of all the harsh matters which wicked sinners have spoken against him.
Chapter 2, observe all matters that take place in the Shamayim, how they do not change their orbits, and the lights which are in the Shamayim, how they rise and put in order each in its season, and do not transgress against their appointed order. See the earth and give heed to that which takes place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the earth changes, but all the works of Elohim appear to you. See the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water and clouds and dew, and rain lie upon it. Observe, chapter 3, observe and see how all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. Chapter 4, and again, observe the days of the summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter because of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns with growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock because of its heat.
Chapter 5. Observe how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Therefore give heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that lives forever has made them so. And all his works go on from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him. And their tasks do not change, but according to how Elohim has ordained, so it is done. And see how the sea and the rivers in the same way accomplish and do not change their tasks from his commandments. But you have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of Yahuwah. But you have turned away and spoken proud and harsh words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O you hard-hearted, you shall find no peace. Therefore, you shall loathe your days, and the days of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal loathing, and you shall find no compassion. In those days you shall make your names an eternal loathing unto all the righteous, and by you all who curse shall curse, and all the sinners and wicked shall loathe by you. And for you, the wicked, there shall be a curse, and all shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every compassion and peace and patience, there shall be salvation unto them, a pleasant light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you all a curse shall abide. But for the elect, there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be given wisdom to the elect, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through wickedness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble, and they shall not transgress again, nor shall they sin all the days of their lives, nor shall they die of anger or wrath, but they shall complete the number of the days of their chai, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life.
Enoch 6. And it came to be when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them good-looking and lovely daughters. And the messengers, the children of Shemaim, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from amongst the children of men, and bring forth children. And Shemyatsah, who was their leader, said to them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall pay for the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual curses, not to abandon this plan, but to do this matter. Then they all swore together and bound themselves by mutual curses upon it. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Yered on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual curses upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Shamlatzet, their leader; Arak Leva, Ramel, Kokavel, Tamlil, Ramlil, Daniel, Yaketzkel, Barakiel, Asael, Armors, Bartarel, Ananel, Tzatkel, Shemsafel, Satarel, Tsuriel, Yomlael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each took one for himself, and they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots, and made them to know plants. And they became pregnant, and they brought forth great giants. And the giants brought forth Nephilim, and the Nephilim brought forth Eliud. They consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. And the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. And Azael taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the adorning of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much wickedness, and they committed whoring, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Shemyatza taught enchantments and root cuttings, armors, the resolving of enchantments, Barakiel, astrology, Kokoel, the constellations, Yechezkel, the knowledge of the clouds, Arakiel, the signs of the earth, Shimsiel, the signs of the sun, Ariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to Shemaim.
Enoch chapter 9. And when Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from the Shamaim and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth, and they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their crying up to the gates of the Shamaim. And now to you, the Kodashim of the Shamaim, the beings of men make their petitions, saying, bring our case before the Most High. And they said to Yahuwah of the ages, Adon, the Master Elohim of the mighty ones, sovereign of sovereigns, and Elohim of the ages, the throne of your esteem is unto all the generations of the ages, and your name Kodesh and magnificent and Baruch unto all the ages. You have made all, and you have power over all, and all are naked and open in your sight, and you see all matters, and none can hide himself from you. You see what Azazel has done, and has taught all unrighteousness on the earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were in the Shamaim, which men were striving to learn. And Shemyatza, to whom you have given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sin. And the women have borne giants, and by this the whole earth has been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now, see the beings of those who have died and are crying and making their petition to the gates of the Shamaim, and their lamentations have ascended and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which were wrought on the earth. And you know all matters before they come to pass, and you see these, and you allow them, and you do not say to us what we are to do to them in regards to these.
Enoch chapter 10. Then said the Most High, the Kodesh and the Great One spoke, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, go to Noah and tell him my name, hide yourself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a flood is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again, Yahuwah? Okay. Yahuwah said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert which is in Dudael, and cast him in there. And place in wait, where am I at? I lost it. and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth which the messengers have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secrets that the Watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel, to ascribe him all sin. And Yahuwah said to Gabriel, proceed against the half-breeds and the reprobates, and against the children of whoring, and destroying the children of the Watchers from amongst the men. Send them one against the other, they may destroy each other in battle, for they shall not have length of days. And no request that they make of you shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf, for they expect to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And Yahuwah said to Michael, go bind Shemiasta and his associates, who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness, and with their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones. Bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their complete end, till the judgment that is forever and ever is ended. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from there on be bound together with them to the end of all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the Watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wicked from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a barakah. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forever. And then shall the righteous escape, and shall live till they bring forth thousands of children, in all the days of their youth and their old age. They shall complete in peace. And then the whole earth shall be tilled with righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees, and be full of barakah. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vine which they plant upon it shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown upon, each measure shall bear 1,000. And each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And you cleanse the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all wickedness. And all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me. And all shall worship me, and the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send upon it from generation to generation and forever.
The world again, who has said to Phil, bend as hand and foot and cast him into the darkness and make an opening in the desert which is in Darel, and cast him in there, and place upon him throughout and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever. And cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of great judgment he shall be cast into the fire of Sheol, the earth which the messengers have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the pledge, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secrets that have the Watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azel. To him ascribed all sin. And Yahuwah said to Gabriel, proceed against the half-breeds and the robots, and against the children of Ronth, and destroy the children of the Watchers from amongst men. Send them one again to the other, that they may destroy each other in battle, for they shall not have length of days, and no request that they make of you shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf, for they expect to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And Yahuwah said to Michael to blind Shemust and his associates, who have united themselves with women so as to have defined themselves with them in all of their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their complete end, till the judgment that is forever and ever it is ended. In those days they shall be led to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in watch they shall be confined forever, and whoever shall be commanded and destroyed will form therein be bound together with them to all the end of generations, and destroy all the spirits of the Rabite and the children of the Watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wicked from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the planet of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a wreck the works of righteousness, and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forever. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till the bring forth thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age. They shall complete in peace, and then the whole earth shall be titled in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees, and be full of wrath, and all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, and the vines which they plant upon it shall yield wine in abundance. And as for the seed which is sown upon each measurement shall bear 1,000, and each measurement of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And you shall clean the earth from all operations and from all unrighteousness, and from all sins, and from all wickedness, and all the uncleanness that is wrath upon the earth, destroy from off the earth, and all the children of men shall become righteous, and all the nations shall offer adoration and shall praise me, and shall worship me, and the earth shall be cleaned from all defilement, and from all sins, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send upon it for generations to generations and forever.
Chapter 11. And in those days I will open the store chambers of Berakah, which are in the Shamayim, so as to send them down upon the earth over the work and labor of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. Chapter 12. Before these matters, Enoch was hidden, and none of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the Watchers, and his days were with the Kodashim. And I, Enoch, Barak, Yahuwah, of majesty and the sovereign of the ages. And see, the Watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, you scribe of righteousness, go declare to the Watchers of the Shamayim, who have left the high Shamayim, the Kodesh eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. You have wrought great destruction on earth, and you shall have no peace nor forgiveness of sin. And as much as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones they shall see, and over the destruction of their children they shall lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity. But compassion and peace shall you not attain. 13. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, you shall have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against you, and a severe sentence has gone up against you to put you in bonds, and you shall not have toleration nor request granted to you, because of the unrighteousness which you have taught, and because of all the works of wickedness and unrighteousness, and sin which you have shown men. Then I went and spoke to all of them. Together they were all afraid, and fear trembling seized them. And they pleaded with me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of Yahuwah of the Shamayim. From there on, they could not speak nor lift up their eyes to the Shamayim, for shame of their sins, for which they had been condemned. Then I wrote out of their petition and prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds individually, and in regard to their request that they should have forgiveness in length. And I went off and sat down in the waters of Dan, and in the land of Dan, to the southwest of Hermon. I read their petition till I fell asleep. And see, a dream came to me, and visions fell down upon me, and I saw visions of rebuke. And a voice came bidding to me to tell it to the sons of the Shamayim, and reprimanded them. And when I awoke, I came unto them, and they were all sitting, gathered together, weeping in Abed Sail, which in between Lebanon and Sinzar, with their faces covered. And I recounted before them all the visions which I had seen in sleep. And I began to speak the words of righteousness, and to reprimand the Watchers of the Shamayim.
Enoch 14. The book of the words of righteousness and of the reprimand of the eternal Watchers, in accordance with the command of of the Kadosh Great One in that vision. I saw in my sleep what I will now say with the tongue of flesh and with the breath of my mouth, which the Great One has given to men to converse with and understand with the heart. As he has created and given to man the power of understanding the word of wisdom, so has he created me also and given me the power of reprimanding the watchers and the children of the Shemaim. I wrote out your petition, and in my vision it appeared thus, that your petition will not be granted unto you throughout all the days of eternity, and that judgment has been finally passed upon you. Even so will not be granted unto you. And from here on you shall not ascend into the Shemaim unto all eternity, and in the bonds of the earth the decree has gone forth to bind you for all the days of the world. And previously you shall have seen the destruction of your beloved sons, and you shall have no pleasure in them, but they shall fall before you by the sword. And your petition on their behalf shall not be granted, nor yet on your own, even though you weep and pray and speak all the words contained in the writing which I have written. The vision was shown to me thus. See, in the vision clouds invited me, and a mist summoned me, and the course of the stars and the lightnings sped and hastened me, and the winds in the vision caused me to fly and lifted me upward and carried me into the Shemaim. And I went in till I drew near to a wall which is built of crystals and surrounded by tongues of fire, and it began to terrorize me. And I went into the tongues of fire and drew near to a large house which was built of crystals, and the walls of the house were like a mosaic floor of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal. Its ceiling was like the path of the stars and the lightnings, and between them were fiery cherubim, and their Shemaim was as water. A flaming fire surrounded the walls, and its portals blazed with fire. And I entered into that house, and it was hot as fire and cold as ice. There was no delights of life therein. Fear covered me, and trembling took hold of me. And as I quaked and trembled, I fell upon my face, and I saw a vision, and see, there was a second house, greater than the former, and the entire portal stood open before me, and it was built of flames of fire. And in every respect it so excelled in splendor and magnificence and extent that I cannot describe to you its splendor and its extent. And its floor was of fire, and above it were lightnings and the path of the stars, and its ceiling also was flaming fire. And I looked and saw therein a high throne. Its appearance is crystal, and the wheels thereof is the shining sun. And there was the vision of the cherubim. And from beneath the throne came streams of flaming fire, so that I could not look upon it. And the great esteem sat upon it. And his garments shone more brightly than the sun, and were whiter than whiter than any snow. None of the messengers could enter and look upon his face because of the magnificence and esteem, and no flesh could look upon him. And the flaming fire was round about him, and a great fire stood before him, and none around could draw near him. 10,000s times 10,000s before him, yet he needed no counselor. And the most Kodashim who were near to him did not leave by night nor by day. And until then I had been prostrate on my face trembling, and Yahweh called me with his own mouth and said to me, Come here, Enoch, and hear my word. And one of the Kodashim came to me and woke me, and he made me rise up and approach the door, and I bowed my face downwards.
Enoch chapter 15. And he answered and said to me, and I heard his voice, Fear not, Enoch, you righteous man and scribe of righteousness, approach here and hear my voice. And go say to the watchers of the Shemaim who have sent you to intercede for them. You should intercede for men and not men for you. Why have you left the high Kodesh and eternal Shemayim, and lain with women, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as sons. And though you were Kodesh, spiritual, living the eternal high, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have brought forth the blood of flesh, and as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Therefore I have given them wives also, that they might impregnate them and bring forth children by them, that thus none might be lacking to them on earth. But if you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal high and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives for you, for as the spiritual ones of the Shemayim, in the Shemayim is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they are born from men, and from the Kodesh Watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. As for the spirits of the Shemayim, in the Shemayim shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses, and these spirits shall rise up against the children of men, and against the women, because they have proceeded from them.
From the days of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the beings of whose flesh the spirits having gone forth, shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of the complete end, the great judgment, in which the age shall be ended over the watchers. And the wicked even so shall be completely ended. And now as to the watchers who have sent you to intercede for them, who had been previously in the Shemayim, so to them, though have been in the Shemayim, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you. And you knew worthless matters, and these in the hardness of your hearts you have, though these mysteries, women and men, works much evil on earth. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace. Chapter 17. And they took and brought me into a place in which those who were there were like flaming fire, and when they wanted, they appeared as men. And they brought me to the place of darkness, and to a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to the Shemayim, and saw the places of the lights and the treasuries of the stars and of the thunder, and in the uttermost depths, where there were a furry bow and arrows, and there were quiver and a furry sword, and all the lightnings. And they took me to the living waters, and to the fire of the west, which receives every growing down of the sun. And I came to a river of fire in which the fire flows like water and discharges itself into the great sea towards the west. I saw that the great rivers and came to the great river and to the great darkness and went to the place where no flesh walks. I saw the mountains of the darkness of winter and the place where all the waters of the deep flow. I saw the mouths of all the rivers of the earth and the mouth of the deep.
Chapter 18. I saw the treasuries of all the winds. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation and the firm foundations of the earth. And I saw the cornerstone of the earth. I saw the four winds which bear the earth and the firmament of the Shamayim. And I saw how the winds stretched out the vaults of the Shamayim and have their stations between the Shamayim and the earth. These are the pillars of the Shamayim. And I saw the winds of the Shamayim which turned and bring the circumference of the sun and all the stars to their going down. I saw the winds on the earth carrying the clouds. I saw the paths of the messengers. I saw at the end of the earth the firmament of the Shamayim above. And I proceeded and saw a place which burns day and night, where there are 7 mountains of magnificent stones, 3 towards the east and 3 towards the south. And as for those toward the east, 1 was of colored stone, and 1 pearl, and 1 of jacinth, and those toward the south of red stone. But the middle one reached to the Shamayim like the throne of Elohim of alabaster, and the summit of the throne was of sapphire. And I saw a flame of fire, and beyond these mountains is a region, the end of the great earth. There the Shamayim were completed. And I saw a deep abyss with columns of fire of the Shamayim, and among them I saw columns of fire which were beyond measure, alike toward the height and towards the depth. And beyond the abyss I saw a place which had no firmament of the Shamayim above, and no firmly founded earth beneath it. There was no water upon it, and no birds, but it was a waste and horrible place. I saw there 7 stars like great burning mountains, and to me, when I inquired regarding them, the messenger said, "This place is the end of the Shamayim and the earth. This has become a prison for the stars and the host of the Shamayims. And the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. And he was wroth with them and bound them till the time when their guilt should be completely ended for 10,000 years."
Chapter 19. And Uriel said to me, "Here shall stand the messengers who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits assuming many different forms, and defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as mighty ones, till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be rightly ruled till they are made an end of. And the woman also of the messengers who went astray shall become demons. And I, Enoch, alone saw the vision, the end of all matters, and no man shall see as I have seen. Chapter 20. And these are the names of the Kodesh messengers who watch. Uriel, one of the Kodesh messengers, who is over the world and over Gehenna. Raphael, one of the Kodesh messengers, who is over the spirits of men. Raguel, one of the Kodesh messengers, who takes vengeance on the world of the lights. Michael, one of the Kodesh messengers, in order that he is appointed over the best part of mankind, and over disorder. Sarakael, one of the Kodesh messengers, who is appointed over the spirits who sin in the spirit, Gabriel, one of the Kodesh messengers, who is over the paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Ramiel, one of the Kodesh messengers, whom Elohim appointed over those who rise. 21. And I proceeded to where matters were disordered, and I saw there some horrible matter. I saw neither a Shamayim above, nor a firmly founded earth, but a place disorderly and horrible. There I saw 7 stars of the Shamayim, bound together in it, like the great mountains and burning with fire. And then I said, for what sin are they bound? On what account have they been cast in here? Then spoke Uriel, one of the Kodesh messengers, who was with me, and was chief over them, and said, Enoch, why do you ask, and why are you eager for the truth? These are the number of the stars of the Shamayim, which have transgressed the command of Yahweh, and are bound here till 10,000 years. The time entitled by their sins are ended. And from there I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former. And I saw a horrible matter, a great fire, there which burnt and blazed. And the place was divided as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent nor magnitude could I see, nor could I guess. Then I said, how fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon it. Then Uriel answered me, one of the Kodesh messengers who was with me, and said to me, Enoch, why have you such fear and terror? And I answered, because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said to me, this place is the prison of the messengers, and here they will be imprisoned forever. 22. And then I went to another place, and he showed me in the west another great high mountain of hard rock. And there was in 4 hollow places, deep and wide and very smooth. How smooth are the hollow places in the deep dark rock to look at. Then Raphael answered, one of the Kodesh messengers, who was with me, and said to me, these hollow places have been created for this very purpose, that the spirits of the beings of the dead should assemble there, even that all the beings of the children of men should assemble here. And these places have been made, and to receive them till the day of their judgment, until their appointed time, till the great judgment upon them. I saw the spirits of the children of men who were dead, and their voice went forth to the Shamayim, and petitioned. And I asked Raphael, the messenger who was with me, and I said to him, the Spirit who is it whose voices go forth in petitions? And he answered me, saying, this is the Spirit which went forth from the Hebel, from whom his brother Cain slew, and he makes his petition against him, till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and the seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. And I asked regarding it, and regarding all the hollow places, why is one separated from the other? And he answered me and said to me, these three have been made that the spirits of the dead might be separated, and such a division has been made for their spirits of the righteous, in which there is the bright water, spring of water. Holy moly, sorry. And such has been made for the sinners when they die and are buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed on them in their lifetime. Here are the spirits shall be put aside in this great pain till the great day of judgment and punishment and torment of the accursed forever. In retribution for their spirits, there he shall bind them forever. And such a division has been made for the spirits of those who make their petition, who make disclosures concerning their destruction, when they were slain in the days of the sinners. Such has been made for the spirits of men who were not righteous, but sinners who were complete in transgression. And of all the transgressions they shall be companions, but their spirits shall not be slain in the day of judgment, nor shall they be raised from there. Then I, Baruch Yahuwah of esteem, said, Baruch be Adonai Yahuwah of righteousness, who rules forever. 23. From there I went to another place, to the west of the ends of the earth, and I saw burning fire, which ran without resting, and did not cease from the course day or night, but regularly. And I asked, saying, what is it which does not rest? Then Raguel, one of the Kodesh messengers, who was with me, answered me and said to me, this course of fire which you have seen is the fire of the west, which pursues all the light of the Shamayim.
Chapter 24. Chapter 24. And from there I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire, which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other. And the stones were magnificent and pleasant, magnificent as a whole, of magnificent appearance and fair exterior. 3 towards the east, one founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, one upon the other. And deep, rough ravines, none of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled the throne. And amongst them there was a tree, such as I had never yet smelled, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever, and its fruit is pleasant, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. Then I said, how pleasant is this tree, and fragrant and its leaves are fair, and its blooms are very blossoms. I almost said blossoms. And its blooms very delightful in appearance. Then answered Michael, one of the Kodesh and honored messengers, who was with me, and was their leader. Chapter 25. And he said to me, Enoch, why do you ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why do you want to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I want to know about all matters, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, this high mountain which you have seen, whose summit is like the throne of Elohim, is his throne, where the Kodesh Great One, Yahuwah of esteem, the eternal sovereign, will sit, when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring to its end forever. It shall then be given to the righteous in Kodesh. Its fruit shall be for food, to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the Kodesh place, to the Sheol of Yahuwah, the eternal sovereign. Then they shall rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the Kodesh place they shall enter, and its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as your fathers lived. And in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. Then I, Baruch the Elohim of esteem, the eternal sovereign, who has prepared such matters for the righteous and has created them and promised to give them. 26. And I went from there to the middle of the earth, and I saw I saw a Baruch place in which there were trees with branches abiding and blooming. And there I saw a Kodesh mountain, and underneath the mountain to the east there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain higher than his, and between them a deep and narrow ravine, wherein also ran a stream underneath the mountain. And to the west of there was another mountain, lower than the former, and of small height, and a ravine deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains. And the ravines were deep and narrow, of hard rock, and trees were not planted upon them. And I marveled at the rocks, and I marveled at the ravine. Truly, I marveled very much. 27. Then I said, for what object is this Baruch land, which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? Then Uriel, one of the Kodesh messengers who was with me, answered and said, this accursed valley is for those who are accursed forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together, who utter with their lips against Yahuwah indecent words, and of his esteem speak harshness. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall there be their place of judgment. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the compassionate Barak Yahuwah esteem, the eternal sovereign. In the days of judgment over the former, they shall Barak him for the compassion in accordance with which he has assigned them. And I Barak Yahuwah of esteem, and proclaimed his esteem, and exalted him magnificently.
Enoch 28. And then I went towards the east into the midst of the mountain range of the desert, and I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants. And the water gushed forth from above, rushing like a plentiful water course towards the northwest. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. And then I went to another place in the desert, approached to the east of this mountain range. And I there saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of incense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. And beyond these I went far to the east and saw another place, a valley of water. And therein there was a tree, the color of fragrant trees, such as the gum tree. On the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon, and beyond these I proceeded to the east. And I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there sweet liquid flowed forth from them, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, wherein were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of incense, being like almond trees. And when one burnt it, it smelled sweeter than any fragrant odor. And after these fragrant odors, as I looked toward the north over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard and fragrant trees, and cinnamon and pepper. And then I went over the summits of all these mountains towards the east of the earth, and passed over the eastern sea, and went far from it, and passed over to the messenger Thotiel. And I came to the garden of righteousness, and saw beyond these trees many large trees growing there, and a pleasant fragrance, large, very pleasant and great, and the tree of wisdom, of which they eat, and know great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very lovely, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. And I said, how lovely is this tree, and how good to look at. Then Raphael, the Kodesh messenger, who was with me, answered and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which your elderly father and your aged mother, who were before you, have eaten. And they learned wisdom, and their eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. And from there I went to the ends of the earth, and saw there great beasts, and each differed from the other, and birds also differing in appearance and form and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw birds of the earth. I saw the ends of the earth whereon the Shemaim rests, and the portals of the Shemaim open. And I saw how the stars of the Shemaim come forth, and I counted the portals out of which they proceed, and wrote down all their outlets of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the Kodesh messenger who was with me, showed me. He showed all matters to me, and wrote them down for me. Also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their beginnings. And from there I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and magnificent object at the ends of the whole earth. And here Yahweh of hosts, I saw 3 portals of the Shemaim open in the Shemaim. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow, there is cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good. But when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth, and they blow with violence. And from there I went towards the west to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 portals of the Shemaim, open such as I had seen in the east, the same number of portals, and the same number of outlets.
And from where I went to the south to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 open portals of the Shemaim, and then there come dew, rain, and wind. And from there I went to the east to the ends of the Shemaim, and saw where the 3 eastern portals of the Shemayim open, and small portals above them. Though each of these small portals pass the stars of the Shemayim and run their course to the west of the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw a barak, always of esteem, and I continued to barak of esteem, who has wrought great and magnificent wonders to show the greatness of his work to the messengers and to spirits and to men, that they might praise his work, and all his creation might and praise the great work of his hands, and barak him forever. The second vision which he saw, the vision of wisdom, which Enoch the son of Yared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Quinan, the son of Enosh, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, saw, and this is the beginning of the words of wisdom which I lifted up my voice to speak and say to those who dwell on earth, hear you men of old time, and see you that come after the words of Kadosh, one which I will speak before of hosts. It were better to declare the men of old time, but even from those that come after, we will not withhold the beginning of wisdom, till the present day. Such wisdom has never been given by of hosts, as I have received according to my insight, according to the good pleasure of hosts, by whom the lot of eternal high has been given to me. Now 3 parables were imparted to me, and I lifted up my voice and recounted them to those that dwell on the earth.
The first parable, when the congregation of the righteous shall appear, and the sinners shall be judged for their sins, and shall be driven from the face of the earth. And when the righteous one shall appear before the eyes of the righteous, whose elect works hang upon Yahweh of hosts and lights, shall appear to the righteous and the elect who dwell on earth, where then will be the dwelling of the sinners, and where the resting place of those who have denied Yahweh of hosts. And it would have been good for them if they had not been born, when the secrets of the righteous shall be revealed, and the sinners
rightly ruled, and the wicked driven from the presence of the righteous and elect. From that time, those that possesses the earth shall no longer be powerful and exalted, and they shall not be able to look upon the face of the Kodesh, for Yahweh hosts and caused his light to appear on the face of the Kodesh righteous, and elect then shall be the Treasuries, and the mighty perish and be given to the hands of the righteous in Kodesh. From Theron to Non shall seek for themselves compassion from Yahweh of hosts, for their life is at an end.
And it shall come to be in those days that elect and Kodesh children will descend from the high Shamayim, and their seed will become one with the children of men. And in those days Enoch received books of ardor and wrath, and books of unrest and expulsion, and compassion shall not be granted to them, says Yahweh of hosts. And in those days a whirlwind carried me off from the earth, and put me down at the end of the Shamayim, and I saw another vision. The dwelling places of the Kodesh and resting places of the righteous. Here my eyes saw their dwellings, with his righteous messengers, and their resting places with the Kodesh. And there petitioned and interceded and prayed for the children of men, and righteousness flowed before them as water. And compassion drew like dew upon them upon the earth, and so it amongst them forever and ever. And in that place my eyes saw the elect one of righteousness and belief, and I saw his dwelling place under the wings of Yahweh of hosts. And righteousness shall prevail in his days, and the righteous and elect shall be without number before him forever and ever. And all righteous and elect before him shall be strong as fiery lights, and as their mouth shall be full of barakah, and their lips exalt the name of Yahweh of hosts. And righteousness before him shall never fail, and uprightness shall never fail before him. There I wanted to dwell, and my spirit longed for that dwelling place. And there as yet has been my portion. So has it been established concerning me before Yahweh of hosts. In those days I praised and exalted the name of Yahweh of hosts with barakah and praises, because he has destined me for barak and esteem according to the good pleasures of Yahweh of hosts. For a long time my eyes regarded that place, and I baruch him and praised him, saying, Baruch is he, and may he be baruched from the beginning and for eternity. And for him there is no ceasing, and before him there is no ceasing. He knows before the world was created what is forever and what will be from the generations unto generations. Those who do not sleep, baruch you. They stand before your esteem, and Baruch praise and exult, saying, Kodesh, Kodesh, Kodesh is Yahweh of hosts. He fills the earth with spirits, and here my eyes saw all those who do not sleep. They stand before him in Baruch and say, Baruch be you, and Baruch be the name of Yahweh forever and ever. And my face was changed, for I could no longer look on. Chapter 40. And after I saw thousands of thousands and 10,000s, 10 times 10,000. I saw a multitude beyond number and hang on one second. Reckoning who stood before Yahweh of hosts. And on the four sides of Yahweh of hosts, I saw four presences, different from those that did not sleep. And I learned their names, for the messengers that went with me made known to me their names, and showed me all the hidden matters. And I heard the voices of those four presences as they uttered praises before Yahweh of esteem. The first voice, Barak Yahweh of hosts, forever and ever. And the second voice I heard, Barakah the elect one, and the elect ones who hang upon Yahweh of hosts. And the third voice, who dwell on the earth, and make supplication in the name of Yahweh of hosts. And I heard the fourth voice fending off the adversaries, and forbidding them to come before Yahweh of hosts, to accuse them who dwell on earth. After that I asked the messengers of peace, who went with me, who showed me all the matters that are hidden, who are these four presences which I have seen, and whose words I have heard and written down. And he said to me, the first is Michael, full of favor and patient, and the second, who is appointed over all the diseases and the wounds of the children of men, is Raphael, and the third, who is appointed over all the powers, is Gabriel, and the fourth, who is and the fourth, who is appointed over the repentance unto expectancy of those who inherit eternal life, is named Phanuel. These are the four messengers of Yahweh of hosts, and the four voices I heard in those days. 41. And after that I saw the secrets of the Shamayim, and how the rain is divided, and how the actions of men are weighed in the balance. And there I saw the mansions of the elect, and the mansions of the Kodesh, and my eyes saw there all the sinners being driven from there which denied the name of Yahweh of hosts, and being dragged off. And they could not abide because of the punishment which precedes Yahweh of hosts. And there my eyes saw the secrets of the lightning, and of the thunder, and the secrets of the winds, how they are divided to blow over the earth, and the secrets of the clouds and dew. And these I saw from where they proceeded in that place, and from where they saturate the dusty earth. And there I saw closed chambers, of which the winds are divided, the chambers of hail and winds, the chambers of the midst of the clouds, and the cloud thereof hovers over the earth, from the beginning of the world. And I saw the chambers of the sun and moon, where they proceeded and where they come again, their magnificence to return, and how is one superior, and how one is superior to the other they are, and their steadily orbit, and how they do not leave their orbit, and they do not add to their orbit, and they do not take from it, and they keep trust with each other, in accordance with the oath which they are bound together. And first the sun goes forth, and traverses his path according to the commandment of Yahweh of hosts, and his mighty name forever and ever. And after that I saw the hidden and the visible path of the moon, and she accomplishes the course of her path in that place by day and by night. The one holding a position opposite to the other before Yahweh of hosts, and they give thanks and praise, and do not rest, for unto them is their thanksgiving rest. For the sun changes often, for a barakah or a curse, and the course of the path of the moon is the light to the righteous and darkness to the sinners. In the name of Yahweh, who made a separation between the light and the darkness, and divided the spirits of men, and strengthened the spirits of the righteous. In the name of righteousness, for no messenger delays, and no power is able to delay. For he appoints a right ruler for them all, and he rightly rules them all before him. 42. Wisdom found no peace where she might dwell. Then a dwelling place was assigned her in the Shamayim. Wisdom went forth to make her dwelling among the children of men, and found no dwelling place. Wisdom returned to her place, and took her seat among the messengers. And unrighteousness went forth from her chambers, whom she did not seek. She found and dwelt with them, as rain in a desert, and dew on a thirsty land.